My name is Jidioga, and this is the story of how I found out that God don't care. Yeah, did I sing it? God doesn't care. And I think it's a good thing. A very, very good thing. Because if I were Him, or if I were God, and I created something so majestic, like they say, or like you see every day, I would want to trust in my invention and mind my business, right? I think that too. But that's not my only reason. Part of my reason was I went on a journey, like since I was 13 years old, looking to understand this. Because I was always raised as a Christian. I was always trying to understand power in the context of spirituality, what's this power? What does it do? How do you get it? How real is it? Is it like they're telling us every day, the pastors preach and tell us about this mighty power of God and all of that? How does that translate into my life? How does that help me? You get me? So I was trying to understand it, And to me, the Bible was a very tricky book for me because when I read it, my understanding of it is always different from how it's been taught growing up as an African man. So I always wondered, what is this power, Because I think it's not real. Maybe in the context of how we've been taught about it. Because how do you measure it? And now, most importantly, that I understand the power of the brain and how amazing a human is, and how many millions of years it took us to evolve and get to this level that we are as human beings. So I think that we underestimate the power of the brain. I once heard the guru say that our intelligence is sabotaging us. You get me? Because we don't know how powerful the brain is, and we don't give it that much credit. But it doesn't care. And one thing I found out about the brain, which is a very powerful thing, if you ask me, is that the brain can tell the difference of what's real and what's not. It just processes the information that you give it as is, probably as real, if you ask me. So let it sink in for a bit and then now reevaluate your life and how you've put the brain on the side and not paid attention to it. Meaning how you've let your unconscious rule your life. Because to think that as a human being, the only thing that's original to you is 10%. The only thing that's organic, that's natural, it's 10%. The other 90% is learned behavior passed down from one generation to another, from father to child, from the society, the influences that we get, things we see on TV. That's basically the idea of civilization. That's what shapes the other 90%, because I have 2 daughters, growing kids, so watching them grow every day and see their instincts and the things that they're naturally inclined to doing, has opened my mind to a lot of things and has changed my views and my perception about the world. I'm just a curious African mind. It's not like I'm some intellectual with some degrees, hot enough to blow up a thermometer. No, I'm not that. I'm just someone who's curious and trying to understand life as is, not as we've been told. You get me? I don't think God cares. I always kind of knew this, because when it rains everywhere, on the good and the bad. You know what I mean? That was 400 years of marginalizing and enslaving black people. You get me? So if God cared, he would have done something, right? And even today, we're still being marginalized as, black people. So Africa is the dark continent. Nothing works here. So systematic, So my point is, no one is going to come save you, is basically what I mean by God don't care. The only one who's going to save you is yourself. And we are coming into a dispensation or a new earth, or a new world where we don't know, you're looking outside. It's not going to save you. Check it out. Looking outside, it's never going to save you. Because look at Africa today. We don't look at one another or look inward to find help or to find solution. No, we're always looking outside. We're always wanting someone or something to come save us. How is that working for us? So my point is, we have the same brain, same hands, same 24 hours as everybody else. And that's all you got. So thinking that something or someone is going to come do for you what you're supposed to do for yourself, that's the biggest mistake you can ever make as a human. And it's the biggest mistake that we keep making on this continent, going somewhere to kneel and then pray and then hope for some supernatural power to come do something here. That's the most stupidest thing I've ever seen. Because even the Bible, if you study your Bible or religion or whatever, makes it clear that everything that has been done in this realm is done by who? By humans. For you to be able to do anything on this realm, you have to have this body. So meaning God doesn't do anything on this realm. No, he doesn't do not a single thing on this realm. We do. Humans do. And in my opinion, humans created God and his laws because they break them every day. Or they find a way, there's always a fine print and a way they can tweak and manipulate it. So, my point now is, if we understand and grasp the fact that God don't care, then maybe we'll start to take our life more seriously. Like I once heard the guru said, and if we start to understand that this is the heaven, then maybe we'll treat this realm, we'll treat this world better, knowing there's nowhere else to run to. This is all we get. So it's just a young African man just thinking out loud, and I just thought I'd make a video of it and share it with the world. Yep. So I'm going to continue more on this topic. This is just like an introduction to get started and then see where we take it. So if you're interested in conversations like this and you want to know what it's like to be an African man or the life of an African man living in Africa real time, and you can click on the subscribe button and follow to get more information and to get to know me and this wonderful society and community that we're about to create together. Thank you.